We bought nearly 2 identical Renault Clio 182s, and in this episode, we're at the track to have a bit of fun.
Last episode we mentioned we had some upgrades. I have a Pure Motorsport shifter right here, some gas golds so I can fly around the corners, and a white line rear anti-roll bar. So let's get on track and see how it handles.
If you were wondering what my one modification was, wheels. And guess what? They came with tyres, and unlike my last track day, they all match.
As you can hear, the Pure Motorsport shifter rattles like an absolute MF.
We've had a really good day at Donington today. Both cars survived, which is quite surprising.
Very surprising. So Rob, tell me about your wheels.
Well, not much to really say. They're wheels. The tyres are what I really need to talk about, because last time I had cheap knockoff brands on each and every corner, so not one was the same.
Okay, so I kind of agree. Wheels don't make much difference, but matching tyres, funnily enough, make a massive difference.
Massive difference. Last time I was here, there and everywhere. Now I can actually pin it into a corner and somewhat stay in the right place. Even though these aren't the best tyres still, they still did what they needed to do.
And the weather does help.
It does indeed.
Now, next thing, Pure Motorsport shifter. It's not a short shifter, it still feels about the same length, but the positioning, what do we think of that?
So much better, so much better. It's in such a better position so you can just get to it easier instead of having to reach down, and the shift in itself as well was much more crisp. It felt a bit floppy, so it wasn't amazing, but it was nice, crisp into gears.
It wasn't like a bullet shifter where it's just tight.
It was crisp, but it was still a bit...
Now, £400, worth it, not worth it?
No, especially with that noise. That noise is the most annoying thing.
I love the positioning, but the noise will do your head in. I'm kind of 50-50 on whether it's worth it or not.
If it's your daily, don't even bother.
I agree with that,
even bother.
But positioning-wise for track, definitely I'd get that. And lastly, suspension.
Yeah.
So I've got the gas golds coilovers and the white line rear anti-roll bar. What do you think of them?
Night or day difference. Kept the car more planted around the corner, which made it feel 10 times better. You could actually feel the car where it was going, and when you were under braking as well, you weren't just facing the floor, which was really nice. You can actually see where you're going, turn it in, and not worry about the back end just sliding all about.
So I think
really
we can agree.
Really good.
They made a night and day difference,
100%.
and it was worth the money. So
it was indeed.
1,600 quid for the coilovers, so I think it was around that. Fairly expensive.
Yeah.
And about £200 for the anti-roll bar. That was
all in all 1,800 quid. That's really
worth the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for wheels and tyres, I paid 350 quid, and the wheels and tyres came together. So can't really go wrong. And these are the better wheels, I personally think.
And later on, I'm going to do my wheels just to see how they compare to Rob's. And we also found out how our brake pads worked.
Yes, brake pads.
So £20 pads, what do we think?
They do really well when they actually get up to temperature. But once they get out of the temperature, they start disappearing.
But for 20 quid?
Not worth it, because obviously on the road, you don't really care.
No.
On track, worth it if you don't really want an expensive setup at all.
And
worth it.
The PBS pads for 100 quid? I think they were worth the money.
Oh yeah, night or day difference. Like, I say night or day difference a lot, but it is night or day difference. Like, I could sling it into a corner, start braking a lot later, and it'd actually be more reliable.
And I think I'd want to try them on Rob's car with no ABS, just so I get a bit more feel, because I felt the ABS kick in once today, and I feel like you can just get that bit extra with those pads. But what would be interesting is if we tried a £200 pad versus a £100 pad. So maybe that's to come.
Maybe next time.
So overall, we think the mods were worth it so far.
And we've had a really good day. So we're going to get back to Ryan's house, check the GoPros, see our times, and we'll let you know.
We're back from Donington Park, and we've got the times off the GoPro. In my car, I got a 205.03. Rob, what'd you get?
I got a 202.04.
That's a considerable difference, and that's a lot faster than my car, considering you've only got lowering springs, and I've got the full whack of the anti-roll bar and the suspension. So,
well, some say it might be driver.
Yeah,
but definitely. I'm not going to say I'm the best driver.
He's better. He's had years of go-kart experience.
There is that. Also, traffic.
I think we probably did our best laps without traffic, but that could have been an issue. While we were there, They were testing for the touring cars weekend coming up. So we had a touring car driver out there and loads of the racing mini-series and just
so we
loads
were
of
getting
fast stuff.
overtaken so many times.
It was a pain, and we were definitely the slowest cars there, other than maybe 2 guys.
Oh no, there was some courses there.
Oh, okay.
So we weren't the slowest.
We weren't so we're nearly the slowest. Now, then we swapped cars.
Yes, this is where it got interesting.
How'd you do in my car?
So I got a 205.29.
Close.
It's close. I wasn't as confident in yours though, because obviously it's not my car.
Yep.
If I crash it,
You
my
can pay for
problem. Yeah. So that's the excuse I'm going to use.
Why do you think you weren't as fast in my car?
Tyres, I didn't feel were up to par. Maybe the front suspension as well. Felt a bit soft. So when you did sling it into corners, it didn't feel as solid as it
Okay,
needed to be.
I agree with that. I think next track down, I'm going to harden up suspension so it's a bit more firm, but the back felt nice, didn't it?
Yeah, back felt spot on.
Fab. Okay, and then in your car, I did a 207.03 as well.
That's
so
not bad though.
it was 2 seconds slower than mine. So maybe that's the difference between cars and the mods.
And the fact that my car wasn't set up properly.
yeah,
Tracking was out, tyres were terrible. And yeah, I need to sort that car out.
and then it's also that I don't want to crash Rob's car, so he gets a nice Clio like this.
We like to make excuses like that, but...
Oh yeah, racing drivers make all the excuses.
Oh yeah. It's never the driver, it's always the car.
So potentially there is a 2-second advantage with the modifications, but we'll only know when we go back to Cadwell
Indeed.
and test it versus the original times of our standard cars versus the modified cars.
Indeed.
But next time, I'm thinking we're going to get my steering wheel on, which will be nice. Get a bit more feel. That's not going to add any horsepower, sadly, or driver talent. Damn.
Yes.
We're also going to get my wheels on with stickier tyres.
That's when they arrive.
When they arrive,
Yeah.
they're Italian, so they're on holiday till forever. So we're probably not going to get them.
Years until they...
Yeah, they're still on break, so about as unreliable as French cars are.
Indeed.
And then hopefully I'm going to order some seats as well.
And hopefully me too,
Oh,
if I've got the budget.
very nice. So when we have some budget, we're going to get lots of modifications, and we're also going to do another track day. So
Indeed.
we might go Alton Park.
So, don't forget to stay tuned, like, subscribe, and leave a comment where you want to see us go next as well.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.